Shroomraver here, and today I'm excited to be bringing to you my 6th game from Season 4, Division 1 of the Pokémon Premier League. Yes, indeed. Now, where to begin with this? I am so very aware that this is so very late. I know earlier on, sort of actually towards the end of last month actually, I said that I was going to be getting back into the whole recording aspect and sort of getting my editing done. It just never really transpired over the past month, even since EGX, and that did sort of get me back on my feet a little bit, but I've still been absolutely fried. I'm just knackered a lot of the time. So yeah, it's been a bit tough, but trying hard to get back into things. I'm trying to get back into some other of the fun series that I've been doing. You'll notice that the Delta Lock is back. That went up either hopefully yesterday, or maybe the day before yesterday, depending on when this goes up. So yeah, hopefully we're getting back into it now. The battle, as you know, I'm against my very good friend Alex, aka Onesie Banette. His links down in the description below, make sure you go and check them out. Also down there you will find my team building analysis video if you want to see an in-depth view of my thought process going into this game, and sort of the mons I brought, the spreads, the moves, everything you need to know will be in that video. To go over it very briefly, we've got an offensive Swords Dancing Excadrill, we've got a specially defensive Powdon, we've got this weird Binding Band Infestation Spiritomb going on here, Rocky Helmet on the Torkoal. We have got what I believe was a Focus Sash Greninja. I think it was Focus Sash. It might have been Scarfed. Honestly, it's been so long I can't actually remember. But it was offensive. And then we've got this Assault Vest Meloetta. Now, my opponent, Alex, he has decided to bring Volcanion, Thundurus Therian, Lickitung, the Bronzong, Mega Sceptile, and Sandslash. So both of us are debuting our 2 new Pokemon. On my side, it is the Hippowdon and the Spiritomb. On Alex's side, it is the Bronzong and the Mega Sceptile. Now, as soon as I sort of saw the screen, as soon as I saw what he brought, my heart kind of sank, because when Alex drafted Lickitung, people laughed. People were like, "What are you doing?" And people were like, "This is an Alex pick," you know, before we've seen him take Bastiodon early round, and stuff like this. And he's taken Lickitung, and people are scoffing and laughing. I was not one of those people. I've played enough low tier stuff to know what Lickitung can do, and I was absolutely sort of dead set on not taking it lightly and taking Lickitung very seriously and making sure that I had stuff for it. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, I don't have stuff for it. I thought I did, but I don't. I thought I had sets that would be able to deal with it. You'll notice there is no Electros on my team. I do not have Knockoff. I do not have any fighting moves as far as I'm aware. So as soon as I saw Lickitung, I knew it was going to be a problem. But there are ways I can deal with it. If I can get enough setup with with Excadrill, I can deal with the Lickitung. But it's going to take some doing, so without any further ado at all, let us get right into the battle and see exactly how things played out against Onesie Banette and his team, the name of which I haven't said yet, Birmingham Spritzee. So I'm going to be leading off with my Meloetta, predicting a special attacking lead, and that is exactly what happens. He goes with the Volcanion. I can tank any 2 hits from this guy. He's going to go into his Thundurus Therian here, predicting my Thunderbolt. I don't pack Thunderbolt. I actually switched it up and packed on Hyper Voice. So that's what I do, and it does massive damage to Larson here. Now, he is going to U-turn out. I wanted to stay in the Scout, knowing I can take any given hit from this guy. And he is going to go into the aforementioned Lickitung, Young Tongue, and I go for Hyper Voice, and it does nothing. Now, it says he has Cloud9. He actually was supposed to have Oblivious, which I'm thankful for, and I'll explain why afterwards. Now, I'm going to make a switch here, go into my Torkoal. Seems to be the safest thing, and I can try and scout his set out. He actually goes for Dragon Tail, takes a bit of Rocky Helmet damage, and he is going to drag me into my Spiritomb. So there's nothing really he can do here. I go for Celebrate, and you're going to see this quite a lot. It's through missing moves. We tacked on Celebrate to simulate the missing of moves to allow it to be as fair as possible. So he is going to go into his Volcanion here. as I go for a sub. Now this is what's supposed to happen. I believe there was a missed move somewhere around there. So he's going to go for Steam Eruption. That is in fact going to break my sub as I go for the Toxic, and I very unfortunately miss that Toxic. Now he has choice specs, obviously it's Volcanion, it's what it's going to do most. So what he's going to do, he's going to go into his Bronzong as I just, you know, go for the Celebrate here. What we're trying to do here is get the Toxic onto that Volcanion as it should be. So that's exactly what's going to happen. Alex is going to switch back into his Bronzong, and I'm going to go for it, his Bronzong, his Volcanion. I'm going to go for the Toxic, and I'm going to get it off this time, which is grand. Now, Toxic on that thing is going to be very good. Hopefully we can wear it down. I don't really have too many things to switch into Volcanion. I still have one tank hit left in Meloetta, so that is exactly what I'm going to do. He is going to go for the Steam Eruption. I am going to take it. Thankfully no burn going on there, otherwise we would have been in a bit of a pickle. Now here I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball. It's my last hit before he kills me. He actually stays in here, and he just takes me out with the Steam Eruption. I was predicting him to go into Bronzong there because last time Lickitung came in, so I figured he might want to go into Bronzong to take a Hyper Voice even better. But he's being worn down by Poison here, and what I can do is I can go into my Greninja and revenge him and or threaten him out. And that's what's going to happen. He is going to be threatened out by my Greninja, but he has this Lickitung, which is a very, very nice switch in to my my Greninja. I'm going to go for the Dark Pulse. It's going to do nothing. Lickitung is too bulky, and here I'm going for the flinch. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to go for the flinch. I'm not going to get it, and he is going to get a Wish off, which is very unfortunate. He can tank any given hit. I'm going to go for the Celebrate here, just to make sure I don't crit him, and he's going to do the same thing. That would have been, if I'd have crit him, he would have gone down, and I'm not about that life. We want to make this quite fair. I go for Scald here, and I do get a burn, and he's going to go for a Wish. I should say the reason we're making things fair is because we tried to do this on Wi-Fi, but we got a DC. So that's why I'm saying all this celebrating, making things fair. I realised I didn't explain that earlier. But anyway, back to the game. I'm going to go into my Spiritomb, knowing this thing really can't touch me, and he goes for the Heal Bell, and I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. Why do you have Heal Bell? That is so very, very not cool. So now he's back to full health with the Lickitung, and I'm just like, I don't have anything for this. So he's going to switch on out of there, make a really offensive play into his Sceptile, and this is where I'm going to reveal the infestation. As you can see, with the binding band that I have on my Hypnodisc, this is going to do big infestation damage, but I don't really have a switch into this guy. He is going to Mega Up, and he's going to go for a Leaf Storm, and I'm going to live on the minnest of rolls, and I'm going to go for a Celebrate, because in the original Wi-Fi battle he did kill me there, so I, allowed that to happen. He's going to take a little bit more infestation damage. That's unavoidable at this point, unfortunately, and he's going to take me out with the X Scissor, guarantee the hit, and he had that on there for the Meloetta, so that was good building on his part. So it's 6-2, we're not looking good. I'm going to go into Greninja and try and bluff the Scarf, because I believe I was sashed. And that works. I do bluff the Scarf Ice Beam. He's going to go into the Lickitung. I am going to go for the Ice Beam here, and I'm going to get a Freeze, which I did not get in the original. So what I'm going to do here, we're both going to Celebrate until he thaws. Now thankfully this does not take a million turns. He thaws straight away, so grand, we're looking good. So now, yeah, after all that, I'm going to go for Dark Pulse and just try and flinch him. I really don't know what to do to this Lickitung, but he's going to get a Wish off, and that's very unfortunate indeed. So, I'm going to switch on out of there. I'm going to go into Excadrill and try and either set up or tempt in the Bronzong to get chip damage off onto it. Now, none of these things happen. He actually goes into his Thundurus, and he gets a Wish back to full, and I'm not a happy bunny. So, his Thundurus is in at full health. I need to do some rapid switching around here. I go into the Torkoal, which is the most expendable thing, and he's going to go for Celebrate because I actually, in the original, he missed a Focus Blast there. So here he's going to go for the Thunderbolt as followed the next turn. And I am actually going to get up my late game Rocks. This is late game. Yeah, he's going to go for Thunderbolt and take me out. So it's 6-3 here, and things are looking really, really desperate. So, in comes Greninja, and I'm going to pull a very cheeky double here into my Excadrill, seeing if he's going to go for the Thunderbolt, and he is. I was kind of clutching at straws here. I didn't know what to do because it's 6-2. I'm like, how am I going to rescue this? So now I'm going to go into my Hippowdon. Rizzy is going to come in here for the first time to try and get up that sand, get some chip damage around. He's going to go for the Focus Blast. He is going to land said Focus Blast, and here I really just need to try and roar this thing out. I think I went for Whirlwind or Roar, whatever. It's rather irrelevant because it goes for Grass Knot and takes me down. So now it is 6-2, and now it's just a case of how many of his mons can I take out with Excadrill and Greninja. So, in comes Tinfiltrator, the Excadrill, and at this point Alex is going to go into his Volcanion to sack it off, realising it doesn't serve him any purpose anymore. So I'm going to go for the Rock Slide, take out Dugary, and hooray, we get a kill with a crit that I probably could have done with about 7 games ago. I haven't even played 7 games, but either way, in comes the Sandslash, and I'm just like, I can't take him out, he can probably take me out with an Earthquake. So I'm going to pull the switch here. I realise I'm running down my own sand, but there's nothing else I can do. He's going to go for the Earthquake on Tung Fu and take me down by half, which is unfortunate, but we do live it, so I'm going to be able to get off at least one more hit on something. Now here, Alex, he is going to pull the switch into his Lickitung. Effects of weather disappear, which really doesn't matter because it's the end of Sandstorm anyway. I'm going to go for Scald. I'm not going to get the burn, not that it would matter. And now I go for another Scald. He is in fact going to go for the Wish, and it actually kind of did matter because Sandstorm would have taken him out otherwise, and it's just annoying. But these things happen. He's going to go into his Thunderous to try and pass that Wish, but I do see that one coming. I am going to go for the Ice Beam, and that is going to take down the Thunderous, which, you know, is absolutely grand. But now he's realised that I am in fact not choiced. I was bluffing it, so he's going to be able to go into his Mega Sceptile, and that, ladies and gentlemen, I don't mind telling you, is the game. Because he's going to take me out with the Dragon Pulse there, and all I have left is the Excadrill. There's no sand anymore. I certainly don't have manual sand. It would have been cool if I had, but I don't. And at this point, Alex is going to be able to save differential, and he's going to finally, when he finally needs to do it, he's going to go into his Bronzong. I go for the Iron Head. Like, it does some damage, but not a huge amount. He, of course, has the leftovers. And I have Life Orb wearing me down. Now I'm going to go for a Sword Dance here. I don't have any other play in the slightest. He's going to go for Earthquake, and that is going to take me down to 19%. And here, I'm basically, I don't have Shadow Claw, so I have to go for an Iron Head. I'm looking for flinches. And as you'll see here, I do get a flinch, which is really nice. But unfortunately for me, Generex leftovers here are going to take it above the point where Ironhead can take it out. So as you can see, he lives with 3%. But Tinfiltrator takes itself down, not going to give the KO to Bronzong. And rather unfortunately, that is going to be the game. So, not great. Not great at all. We slipped to 1 and 5. Alex, at this point, I believe, moves up to 2 and 4. We both really needed this win. But like I said at the beginning of the game, I was so definite in my mind that I wasn't going to under-prep for or underestimate the Lickitung. And I didn't underestimate it. Like, as I said, I've played enough low tier to know what that thing can do. It can just sit there and be annoying. Unfortunately, I just didn't bring the right stuff. Despite knowing that I didn't want to underestimate it, and despite knowing that it would be there, like, I predicted his team fairly okay, to be honest. Knowing the few things he would bring, I just really didn't prep well for them at all, you know. That one's on me. We've lost a few games to hacks, but this one was just my particularly bad prep, and to be fair, Alex is very good building. Can't take anything away from him there. He built a very strong team with enough defense to just sit there with Lickitung. He also played it very well. He knew that Bronzong was his definite answer to my Excadrill. At no point was he ever tempted to bring it in. I don't think, to be fair, he ever needed to. But you know, he never brought it in. He never had to. It's unfortunate that he had Cloud9 on this one, because it's actually quite funny with that. My Spiritomb set with the whole Binding Band thing, originally I was going to be running a Trapping Taunt set for the Lickitung, until realising shortly before a game, hang on, that thing gets Oblivious, or Unaware, whichever one. Is it Oblivious? Own Tempo? The one that stops you being taunted. Lickitung gets it, so I couldn't bring that on Spiritomb in the end, even though I sort of wanted to. So when I saw Cloud9 on this, I was like, are you kidding me? Because I was like, he has Cloud9, I have Weather, but he has no reason to bring Cloud9 at all. So when I saw he had Cloud9, I was like, firstly, Alex, what the hell are you doing? And secondly, I was like, damn, I could have brought Taunt, but it didn't actually, in the Wi-Fi battle, he did have the one that prevents you being taunted. Here, it kind of, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. If he hadn't had Cloud9, he would have gone down to Sandstorm, and I would have at least had the satisfaction of taking down that stupid pink blob, but you know what you're going to do. We lose 4-0, it is very unfortunate, and now we're in a bit of a pickle. I say that's like the understatement of the century. We're in deep trouble. You know, we're 1-5 at the moment with only 5 games left of the season to go. We need to start winning, and we need to start winning fast. Now, next week we play against Slyro. Who am I kidding? I've played that game already. I've played the next game on as well. This is so late. I've already played 2 games in advance. The next game you will see will be against Slyro. Now, we can win this. We have a very good matchup, a very favourable matchup against him. I've got a couple of things on my team that absolutely tear through him with the right amount of prep and the right situation. So, that'll be the next one you see. But for now, make sure you check out Alex, Onesie Banette. He is genuinely one of my favourite people that I've met through YouTube and Twitter. He is an absolutely lovely guy. Very good friend of mine, so do check out his links. They'll be in the description where they belong. Go and check out his stuff if you don't know who he is, or I don't know why you wouldn't. But if you've never encountered his channel, if you've never seen his stuff, now is the time to rectify that mistake and go and check him out. But I'm going to get out of here. I've rambled on for long enough. I'm absolutely knackered. I've got a splitting headache. I'm in a bad way. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed, and yeah, not much more to add. I guess with that, I will see you next time. Laters.